Good morning student. Welcome to today's video session. In today's video, we are going to learn Standard 10 Geography, second unit, Climate and Natural Vegetation of India. In this video session, we will be learning about climate, natural vegetation, wildlife and biosphere reserves. Let's move on to the video session.
Why do we drink more water in summer? Why do we wear woolen clothes in winter? You want to know the reason? The reason is weather condition in North and South India. In today's chapter, you will learn about the climate, rainfall distribution, natural vegetation and wildlife of our country. The factors affecting the climates are latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, monsoon wind, relief and jet stream. Latitude. Latitudinally, India lies between 8 degree 4 minutes north and 37 degree 6 minutes north latitude. The Tropic of Cancer divides the country into two equal halves. The area located to the south of Tropic of Cancer experience high temperature, whereas the areas to the north enjoy subtropical climate. Here the summer temperature may rise above 40 degrees Celsius and it is close to freezing point during winter. Altitude. What is altitude? Altitude is commonly used to mean the height above the sea level of a location. So altitude is nothing but height above the sea level of a location. When the altitude increases, the temperature decreases. The temperature decreases at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius for every 1000 meters of ascent. It is called normal lapse rate. Hence, places in the mountains are cooler than the places on the plain. Example, distance from the sea. Distance from the sea does not cause only temperature and pressure variations, but also affects the amount of rainfall. A large area of central and north India experience much seasonal variation in temperature due to the absence of influence of sea. Here summers are hot and winters are cold. The annual temperature at Kochi does not exceed 30 degrees Celsius as its location on the coast, while it is as high as 40 degrees Celsius at Delhi since it is located in the interior part. Monsoon wind. Monsoon winds are seasonal reversal winds and India remains in the influence of these winds for a considerable part of a year. Though the sun rays are vertical over the central part of India during the mid-June, the summer season ends in India by the end of May. It is because the onset of southwest monsoon brings down the temperature of the entire India and causes moderate to heavy rainfall in many parts of the country. Relief. Relief of India has a great bearing on major elements of climate such as temperature, atmospheric pressure, direction of winds and the amount of rainfall. The Himalayas act as a barrier to the freezing cold wind blows from Central Asia and keeps the Indian subcontinent warm. During southwest monsoon, areas on the western slope of the Western Ghats receive heavy rainfall. On the contrary, vast areas of Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu lie in rain shadow or leeward side. Leeward means downwind of the Western Ghats. Receives very little rainfall. During this season, Mangalore located on the coast gets the rainfall about 280 cm, whereas the Bengaluru located on the leeward side receives only about 50 cm rainfall. Jet streams. Jet streams are the fast moving winds blowing in a narrow zone in the upper atmosphere. The easterly jet stream causes tropical depressions both during southwest monsoon and retreating monsoon. Monsoon. The word monsoon has been derived from Arabic word mawsim. which means season. Originally, the word monsoon was used by Arab navigators several centuries ago to describe a system of seasonal reversal of winds along the shore of the Indian Ocean, especially over the Arabian Sea. It blows from the southwest to northeast during summer and from the northeast to southwest during winter. Monsoon wind originates due to the seasonal migration of planetary winds and pressure belts following the position of the sun. Therefore, all the pressure and the wind belts of the globe shift northwards. While crossing equator, this wind gets depleted and takes the direction of southwest and becomes southwest monsoon. During the winter season, the pressure and the wind belt shifts southward, thereby establishing the northeast monsoon, that is trade winds, over this region. Such systematic change in the direction of planetary winds is known as monsoon. Season. The season of India is influenced by two types of winds. One blow from the Arabic Sea and the second is from the Bay of Bengal. The Indian Meteorological Department has divided the climate of India into 4 seasons: the winter season, the summer season, the rainy season and the autumn season. The winter or cold weather season that lies between January and February. Pre-monsoon or summer or hot weather season that lies between March, April, May. Southwest monsoon or rainy season during June to September. Northwest monsoon season October to December. First we will see about winter or cold weather season. During this period, the vertical rays of the sun falls over the Tropic of Capricorn, which is far away from India. Hence, India receives the slanting sun's rays, which result in low temperature. During this season, a high pressure develops over North India and a northwesterly wind blows down the Indus and Ganges Valley. In South India, the general direction of wind is from east to west. The mean daily minimum temperatures range from 22 degrees Celsius in the extreme south to 10 degrees Celsius in the northern plains and 6 degrees Celsius in Punjab. The rain during this season generally occurs over the western Himalayas, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. The jet stream plays a dominant role in bringing these disturbances to India. This disturbance causes rainfall in Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and snowfall in hills of Jammu and Kashmir. This rainfall is very useful for the cultivation of winter wheat. Second one, pre-monsoon or summer or hot weather season. During this season, the vertical rays of the sun falls over the peninsular India. Hence, there is a steady increase in temperature from south to north. It is practically hot and dry in the entire country in the initial part of the season. During this season, temperature starts increasing all over the country and by April, the interior part of South India records mean daily temperatures of 30 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. Central Indian land mass becomes hot with daytime maximum temperature reaching about 40 degrees Celsius at many locations. Many stations in Gujarat, North Maharashtra, Rajasthan and North Madhya Pradesh exhibit high daytime and low nighttime temperature during this season. They bring pre-monsoon showers to the west coast during the month of May. There are few thunder showers called mango showers, which help in quick ripening of mangoes along the coast of Kerala and Karnataka. Southwest monsoon or rainy season. The onset of the southwest monsoon takes place normally over the southern tip of the country by the first week of June, advances along the Konkan coast in early June and covers the whole country by 15 July. The monsoon is influenced by global phenomena like El Niño. The sudden approach of monsoon wind over South India with lightning and thunder is termed as the break or the burst of the monsoon. It lowers the temperature of India to a large extent. The monsoon wind gets divided into two branches. One branch starts from Arabian Sea and the other from Bay of Bengal. Fourth one, post-monsoon or retreating or northeast monsoon season. The southwest monsoon begins to retreat from the North India by the end of September due to the southward shifting pressure belt. The southwest monsoon wind returns from Indian landmass and blows towards Bay of Bengal. The Coriolis force deflects this wind and makes it to blow from northeast. Hence it is known as northeast monsoon or post-monsoon season. Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and South Interior Karnataka receive good amount of rainfall, accounted for 35% of their annual total. Next we move on to the next topic, distribution of rainfall. The average annual rainfall of India is 118 cm. However, spatial distribution of rainfall in the country is highly uneven. About 11% of the area receives over 200 cm of annual rainfall. 21% of the area receives 125 to 200 cm. 37% of the area receives 75 to 125 cm. 24% area gets 35 to 75 cm. And 7% area gets less than 35 cm. Tamil Nadu coast receive a low rainfall of less than 100 cm. The rest of the area receives a rainfall ranging between 100 to 200 cm. Natural vegetation. Natural vegetation refers to a plant community unaffected by man either directly or indirectly. It has its existence in certain natural environment. Natural vegetation includes all plants life forms such as trees, bushes, herbs and ferns, etc. that grows naturally in an area and have been left undisturbed by humans for a long time. Climate, soil and landform characteristics are the important environmental control of natural vegetation. On the basis of the above factors, the natural vegetation of India can be divided into the following types. Tropical evergreen forest, second tropical deciduous forest, third tropical dry forest, fourth mountain or mountainy forest, fifth alpine forest, sixth tidal forest, seventh coastal forest and 8 riverine forest. First forest, that is tropical evergreen forest. These forests are found in areas with 200 cm or more annual rainfall. The annual temperature is about more than 22 degrees Celsius and the average annual humidity exceeds 70% in this region. These forests found in Western Ghats in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Andaman Nicobar Island, Assam, etc. The most important trees are rubber, ebony, rosewood, coconut, bamboo. These forests have lack of transport facilities. Next, tropical deciduous forests. These are found in the areas with 100 to 200 cm annual rainfall. These are called monsoon forests. The mean annual temperature of this region is about 27 degrees Celsius and the average annual relative humidity is 60 to 70%. The trees of these forests drop their leaves during the spring and early summer. These forests found in sub-Himalayan region from Punjab to Assam, Great Plains Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Tamil Nadu and Kerala states are notable for this type of natural vegetation. Teak and sal are the most important trees. These forests also provide fragrant oil, varnish, sandal oil and perfume. Tropical dry forests. These are found in the areas with 50 to 100 cm annual rainfall. They represent a transitional type of forest. These are found in East Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Western Uttar Pradesh, West Karnataka and East Tamil Nadu. The important species are banyan, palas, haldu, kikar, bamboo, babul, khair, etc. Deserts and semi-desert vegetation. These are also called as tropical thorn forests. These are found in the areas having annual rainfall of less than 50 cm. They have low humidity and high temperature. These forests are found in northwest India, which includes West Rajasthan, southwest Haryana, North Gujarat, southwest Punjab. They are also found in the very dry parts of the Deccan Plateau in Karnataka, Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. Babul, kikar and wild palms are common trees found here. Next topic, mountain or montane forest. These forests are classified on the basis of altitude and amount of rainfall. According to different types of forests, namely Eastern Himalaya forest and Western Himalaya forest. Eastern Himalaya forests are found on the slopes of the mountain in northeast states. These forests receive rainfall of more than 200 cm. The vegetation is of evergreen type. The altitude between 1200 to 2400 meter found in this type of forest. Sal, oak, chestnut, cinnamon are the main. Trees from 1200 to 2400 altitude, oak, silver fir and pine are the major trees from 2400 to 3600 meter height. Western Himalayan forest. Rainfall of this region is moderate. These forests are found in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Up to 900 meter altitude, semi-desert vegetation is found and it is known for bushes and small trees. In altitude from 900 to 1800 meter, chir trees is the most common tree. The other important trees of this region are sal, simal, dak and jamun. Height from 1800 to 3000 meter is covered with semi-temperature coniferous forest. Chir, deodar, blue pine, polar and elder are the main trees of this region. Alpine forests. Alpine forests occur all along the Himalayan with above 2400 meter altitude. These are purely having coniferous trees. Oak, silver fir, pine and juniper are the main trees of these forests. The eastern parts of Himalaya has large extent of these forests. Tidal forests. These forests occur in and around the deltas. Such forests are also known as delta or swamp forests. The deltas of the Ganga Brahmaputra has the largest tidal forest. The deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari and Krishna rivers are also known for tidal forests. These are also known as mangrove forests. Coastal forests. These are littoral. Littoral means situated on the shore of the sea or a lake. Palm and coconut are the dominant trees. Both the eastern and western coasts have this type of forest. The coast of Kerala and Goa are known for this type. Riverine forests. These forests are found along the rivers on Khadar areas. These are known for tamarisk and tamarind trees. The rivers of Great Plains are more prominent for this type of natural vegetation. Next, we'll move on to the next subtopic, wildlife. The term wildlife includes animals of any habitat in nature. Wild animals are non-domesticated animals and include both vertebrates, fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals, and invertebrates, bees, butterflies, moths, etc. India has a rich and diversified wildlife. The Indian fauna consists of about 81,251 species of animals out of the world total of about 1.5 million species. The country consists of about 6,000 invertebrates, 2,546 fishes, 1,228 birds, 458 mammals, 446 reptiles, 204 amphibians, 4 panthers, and about 6,000 species of insects. Our country is home to tiger, lions, leopards, snow leopards, pythons, wolves, foxes, bears, etc. Hunting, poaching, deforestation have caused extinction of some species and many are facing the danger of extinction. In view of this and the role of wildlife in maintaining ecological balance, conservation and management of biodiversity of India is necessary at present situation. The Indian Board for Wildlife, that is IBWL, was constituted in 1952 to suggest means of protection, conservation and management of wildlife to the government. The Government of India enacted Wildlife Protection Act in 1972 with the objective of effectively protecting the wildlife of the country. To preserve the country's rich and diverse wildlife, a network of 102 national parks and about 515 wildlife sanctuaries across the country have been created. Biosphere Reserve. Biosphere reserves are protected areas of land coastal environments wherein people are an integral component of the system. The Indian government has established 18 biosphere reserves in India which protect large areas of natural habitat and often include one or more national parks. 11 of the 18 biosphere reserves, that is Gulf of Mannar, Nanda Devi, the Nilgiris, Nokrek, Pachmari, Simplipal, Sundarbans, Agastyamalai, Great Nicobar, Kanchenjunga and Amarkantak of India falls under the list of man and biosphere programs of UNESCO. Let's move on to recap and evaluation part.